So now that you have spent some time getting to know what Google Arts and Culture is and some of the items that are available to help teachers integrate the use of this site with your students, we are ready to try it out. So you're already watching the video here for the introduction to this section. The next piece that we're asking you to do is to go to the Google slide file, and you're going to add a slide that includes some of these things, indicating to us what it is you would like to try within Google Arts and Culture. We're asking everyone to do it this way so that we can see the ideas that each other are sharing, and maybe find some activities or some fun things within Google Arts and Culture that others have found that we would like to integrate or check out as well. So please go ahead and add your slide. Check out some of the ones that our colleagues have posted too, to see what else is out there for us to potentially use. After you've found something within Google Arts and Culture that you would like to try with your students, we're then asking you to create a lesson around the content that you found. We have some samples that Nora and I have come up with. There is a sample worksheet that Nora created that her students will complete as they're making their way through Google Arts and Culture. There's an idea here for an asynchronous lesson that you could do with your students, where you create a screen recording of some pieces within, let me see if I can go in just like this, a screen recording where you create pieces within, you show your students pieces within Google Arts and Culture, and then just add in some questions along the way that you want them to respond to while they're watching you describe the things that are there within the online exhibit or whatever it is you found in Google Arts and Culture. So this first link here with the link to formative is just something that you can try out to see the example of. And then there are some instructions for how to do that, how to make your screen recording, and then upload the video to either Formative, Edpuzzle, or Nearpod. Those are 3 different ed tech platforms that will allow you to add some stopping points and ask some questions to your students along the way with a video. If you're not familiar with any of these, they are a great feature for you to check out too for other ways of integrating videos within your classes. You can upload your own video, for example, the screen recording like I did with Google Arts and Culture, or you can use any any YouTube video. And then on the YouTube videos, you would add in the stopping points and questions for students to answer, and they would have to answer before being able to proceed in the video. So again, Formative has a way to let you do that. I know the high schools both have subscriptions to Formative. Edpuzzle, I know all of the middle schools have access to Edpuzzle, and I believe there may be some elementary schools and some high schools too that have those subscriptions. And then I know there are a couple schools that have access to Nearpod too. So hopefully between those 3 platforms, there is one available at your school that you guys can use to try this out if you'd like. The last thing here is just an article from EdTech Magazine that has some other ideas of how to use Google Arts and Culture with students in your class. So after you've decided on some content that you want to work with, then please think about a lesson to use with your students. And then the next piece is where you're going to share the lesson that you created around the Google Arts and Culture content.